Welcome to the Me, You and Data podcast, the podcast that uncovers insights from leading data science and analytics professionals globally to enable you to grow your career, teams and business. I'm Joseph Carla, your host and founder at 633 who bring you this podcast. We hope you get value from this episode. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Me, You and Data podcast season 2. We have an old guest back with us again, Abed. He was with us on season 1 where we spoke about getting value from data and getting executive buy-in. And now we're going to be speaking all things generative AI. So Abed, welcome. Do you mind just introducing yourself to the audience?
Yeah, thank you, Joseph, for inviting me. About me, as you know, from the season 1, I've spent all my career in data for the last 25 years now. Built my career in data from the past, coming from a technical background, be a master degree in computer science. But after that, being on the consulting space for 12 years. And after that, I've been a data leader for 11 years. And now I'm working in Gartner as an executive partner. So try to advise also other data leaders in their journey. I'm also a professor teaching data also in the business school. I'm also advising DataCamp for doing certification on data. That's about me in a nutshell.
Yes, no, fantastic. So obviously a lot's changed since about November 2022, right? With ChatGPT coming out, generative AI, and you've been really in this space helping organizations. So from your standpoint, do you mind just kind of giving the audience a bit of a kind of basic layman's understanding of kind of what generative AI is?
Yeah, generative AI is quite a new kind of generation of AI coming in the sphere. Is all about generating something. So it's AI who based on text, based on something, on voice or whatever, will generate a new content. So it could generate text like ChatGPT, but it could also generate image like Daily, but it could also generating videos in the future, etc. And this kind of thing it's a new kind of generation in AI that can generate things. We haven't seen a lot of new startup with generating PowerPoints or generating new content like copywriters kind of content. It's a kind of new generation of AI that's came through, and the most famous one obviously ChatGPT. And even before Gartner, I was using ChatGPT. I was one of the first of the 1 million in the first 5 days. I was very curious about this technology and see how it works. And yes, to be honest, this is also why it has been tremendous in terms of the impact in the organization, is because it has impacting a lot of people. Just imagine 1 million in 5 days. It's just amazing. You can't find someone in the street now who didn't know about ChatGPT and things. And this kind of thing is also helping us, to be honest, in AI, and especially people like us in data, where we try to explain what is AI, what is going for, etc. People people in the exec, okay, it's great, it's new things, it's tech, but what is for, and they are very far from it. But now with ChatGPT kind of thing, it's just giving more like interest, and people look at it and say, oh my God, there is kind of ideas of how we can use it in the life, and they see the impact of AI and how AI could help also. And I saw a lot of interesting kind of use case also outside the real organization. Like someone in my team who said to me like, Abed, I was stuck. My son came to me and say in the morning, I want pancakes, but I only have 1 egg in the fridge. So what I done, ask ChatGPT, could you give me a recipe of pancakes with 1 egg, it try it and it works.
It worked.
It worked. That kind of thing is putting things in the real life and having the impact on things. That's why it has been a big impact.
Yeah, it's like all of a sudden you have enormous power in the hands of normal individuals who also aren't always tech savvy, right? Another question I kind of wanted to ask you just on that topic is, how have you kind of seen demand change from C-suite since ChatGPT came out?
Yeah, so all my wording is also my thought. It's not about Gartner thought.
Yeah, no, of course.
That's not about just what I think and not about what Gartner think. So what I can see based on my head and based on my experience is that it's very, very interesting how now most of the exec on most of the company, they're very, very interested of generative AI. I didn't see when I network with all the leaders, data leaders, they all been impacted with generative AI. And everyone has this kind of question coming from the top and say how generative AI can help, because now they have seen it in real life. They have seen it like, oh my God, all this power of AI, it came in life, and they saw that it's I'm believing a lot of exec are using it. And the thing is, more they see that in life and in very, very, very concrete meaning, more they think about, okay, how that will help the organization now and how we can create more value of it. And that's creating very, very interesting question, and especially with organizations who very, very, very slow in AI and they jump directly in generative AI because what that will give us, etc. But it's all about what I used to say, and this comes back for the episode 1. It's all about value again.
Yeah.
So everything generative AI is quite very interesting. New technology with foundational models, with big models like LLM, like Llama in Meta, etc. But in real sense, it's only getting interesting if we found what value we can bring to the organization. Otherwise, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And to be honest, most of the people think that it's just a hype.
Yeah, hype or opportunity.
Yeah. And one of the, I remember a discussion this summer with one of the CIO who said to me like, Abed, it's just a hype. We have seen that with metaverse, with blockchain and things.
Yeah.
I said, no.
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
What's the difference out of interest between, because like you've been in this space, especially in data for 23 years, you've seen new kids on the block come, new kids on the block go. What's different about generative AI?
The impact.
Yeah.
So honestly, it's just incredible. And people just misunderstand that. Because first of all, generative AI is ChatGPT just opened the door. To a lot of different opportunities, and we just minimize too much because of the fatigue of new things coming, etc. But to be honest, people don't realize that the fact that why ChatGPT done is just about look at the use case is so large. You can use it in your proper life to get a receipt. People are using it as a coach. People said that I run a marathon because of ChatGPT. Lowers can use it. People who programming people are using it. So the spec is so large that it's opened the door to most of the people and say, look at AI, how it can benefit to your life. Before that, it was just science fiction, to be honest. People think about AI about
movies,
exactly, Terminators or iRobots, this kind of thing. But now they saw it mostly at their life and how they can use it and to be much, much more efficient in their things. In my family, they're all using ChatGPT.
Well, I'm not surprised.
You can see that it's so incredible how fast this technology came, and also how it's not, to be honest, it's not that fast. There's a lot of research has been done for a long time. But how, when they came, the fast of the growth was so tremendous.
The adoption by non-tech people has been the most surprising thing for me as well.
So when I argue with the CIO, said metaverse and blockchain is also things, so it's just a new thing coming, and say, but we never seen 1 million people using metaverse in 5 days. That just not there,
and that's real demands.
And it's just continuing. It's just not just that's just ChatGPT 3.5.
And that's just on ChatGPT as well. There's other LLMs as well. There's other ways to use that technology. And like, I guess, I've used ChatGPT, for various different use cases. As it relates to generative AI, Abed, what does it look like when trying to deploy a technology like that at scale in enterprise?
That's a very good question. To be honest, it didn't change it changed most of the AI. You see that when we did AI long time ago, we have built a very good understanding of the MLOps concept understanding how to get feature engineering, how to get a model training right, how to monitor the AI. All of this has been completely embedded now in we call it MLOps. The thing is, now it's getting much more important of the data. So the data was very important also in AI, but when we're doing composite AI, it's all over all different model, bring it together. But when you want to be live, you need to get the data right also, make sure the data pipeline is there. But now with generative AI, it's becoming much, much more important also to build an application on top of that. Like there is a lot of organization who did, because of security side of the ChatGPT side, on the public side. So they build their own ChatGPT. And they also bring their own data on top of it. So
that must be quite expensive as well.
No, okay. Yeah, it depends on how you use it. The problem is how you will calculate the cost. So you can use directly an API to the large LLM, but that will be cost by token. So depending on how much fine tuning you want to do with your own data, how much data you want to do on that, and also what will be the usage also on top of that.
True.
So if it's a large organization, yes, it could cost. Depends on the things you want to do. But the thing is, the way how generative AI change the things is all about understanding the data ops, the ML ops, but it's also about building an application on top of that. So if you want to do your own ChatGPT, you need to build your own application. And so it's also under the role on the DevOps. And all of this is what we call the AI engineering. So you have to have a good understanding of the AI engineering, all of this. So the DevOps, MLOps, and DevOps together to be able to build what right application and the right use case on the AI engineering. That's the first thing. The second big thing is also make sure everyone is on board, because generative AI bring other risks. We didn't talk about the risk. By the way.
The questions are coming. There are risks there.
And because also the AI Act is coming very fast.
Yes,
we need to make sure that also legal people are on the board, even in the beginning of the idea. So when you want to bring a new AI use case, like, I don't know, having a better chatbot with generative AI, thinking about how we can make better experience for your customers, this kind of thing, it needs to be like very, very conscious of what data we can bring, what type of a large model we can use. Is it a public one? Is it the API one? And what risk we get, because we can get data, personal data from the customer, and where we will store that, etc., and all this kind of thing. And legal people need to be there also in the same time, because it has the impact on that. Also, hallucination could be a problem, also on risk. You don't want probably to affect your brand if you
it will look very bad,
give a wrong answer. But the thing is, it's all about managing better the risk. We have to manage the risk in AI before that also.
And there's like AI ethics,
exactly.
The legal side of things. So there's a lot of risk as well. And, you spoke about the kind of holistic, the fact that the organization have to be on board, the like DevOps and stuff like that. Do you mind also like touching on the people and the culture side of things, and kind of how that should look like to enable generative AI to really thrive in organizations?
Yes, in terms of the culture side, it's all about collaboration. It's all about what I said in the beginning. Make sure that the people understand the value driven and what is needed for the organization to get at the next level. I saw some organizations that are doing it the wrong side, like because of this kind of technology. They all, when I talk with them, they say like, "Oh, we tried generative AI, we tried this case, it's just by testing." No, we should not do that. You should bring the use case first before going to the technology, and don't try any technology without any sight of what value you want to bring. Bring the use case first. It's what we said in data a long time ago. You start with the problem, not with the data. It's the same with generative AI. Start with the problem, not with generative AI. And understand the use case, understand what we can do. An AI first company, they always think about how AI could solve this kind of subject. So we're not bringing the AI first. We are bringing the subject first. This kind of culture of value driven, people think about, need to have this vision of what I want to solve for the company
and how I can use using generative AI as almost a tool, obviously.
Exactly.
Versus kind of using it as the end.
Exactly.
Like it's a means. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's new possibilities. It's a new things that we can bring to solve more problems, to get new things to make our customers more happy, and to bring maybe more revenue and new ideas into the things. And also, generative AI bring a lot of interesting use cases in terms of efficiency. Obviously, it saves a lot of time. It saves a lot of way of doing things, and it bring a lot of understanding with the HR also, like what will become a role. Because if we change a lot of automation, we bring new things, what the role will become for the others. So change management, it's also very important to consider when we apply this kind of use case.
Yeah, no, fantastic. And like we've spoken a lot about kind of how generative AI can impact organizations and kind of how to deploy this and stuff as it relates to the individual and their career, right? And what is some advice that you can give to people right now as it relates to, so these are kind of data people, but also perhaps non-technical data people who are working within a data company, right? How should they view generative AI and kind of how should they interact with it? Should they be taking courses? Should they be like, how should they kind of acclimatize?
Yeah, I think they should, my first recommendation is should embrace the new technology. They should understand, be curious, etc. When I bring this to my team, I remember someone in my team said to me like, I don't believe it, Abed. Because I said to them, I was one of the first 5 days, one of the 1 million people. And I said to the team, you know what? Stack Overflow is dead. I was the first to say that. I didn't say Google is dead, but I said Stack Overflow is dead because honestly, you can do much more with ChatGPT, and you don't need Stack Overflow anymore to get understanding things. Someone in my team say, I don't believe that, Abed. I don't believe that. 2 months later, he came to me and he said, Abed, you know what? You need to say to everyone to use ChatGPT to optimize their code before you go into production. So I think you don't believe that. You said that Stack Overflow is not that. And he said to me, I try with my code. I was impressed.
He's a believer now.
This guy is 25 years in technology, in tech, in data. And you're like, I'm very impressed. I learn a lot with ChatGPT, how he optimized my code, because I was quite very proud of my code. I thought it was the most important optimized code in the most efficient way. And every time he finds something to optimize more, and I was very impressed. And this kind of thing is also all that it brings around it in terms of new things like fine-tuning how to do it. People need to embrace the new technology. Don't be frightened on that. And the second big skill is also because now the new generation will live with generative AI. It could be ChatGPT, but it could be others. There is a lot of new one in the market. But the thing is, how to be very good in ChatGPT is to be good in prompt engineering. So prompt engineering is one of the skills that we have seen in the CV from the US. And new people in the market now, they put prompt engineering in the CV as a skill, because better you interact with the generative AI, more you get from it. And that's very, very important to know how to interact with a generative AI agent and model to make sure that you get the most of it and you are more efficient of it.
More efficient, Okay, fantastic. So prompt engineering definitely makes sense. And just as we wrap up, Abed, here, last question. Generative AI, we know that it's not hype, but when do you think we'll get to kind of mass adoption? When is it going to be everywhere? When is it kind of going to be at critical mass, so to speak, do you think? And I know that's a impossible question, but, are we kind of 2 years away? Are we a year away? When do you think like it will be truly embedded in society?
That's my personal opinion. I think it will be going very fast. That's my first opinion. And when you said generative AI is very vast.
It's very broad,
because You can have different kind of generative AI. We talk about videos, we talk about image, we talk about text, and it's all about documents. You can do a generative AI to generate documents. So the thing is, I think it will come very, very, very fast, technology, and it's not finishing, because we have seen now, I think that, I don't know if you have seen this kind of video in YouTube also, we have seen now robots also integrated with generative AI. So this kind of technology and the all the research on it will not stop, and will go very, very fast. And we will see, like, when we talk about generative AI, now we talk about generative AI in general. But I think in 2-5 years, we'll be much, much more precise on what it is. Because there is a lot of application of generative AI that already there, and it will be much, much more mature in the next years. And I think organizations have to embrace that. First of all, for their employees, that's the first thing. We have seen now in the US, some new entrants in the market refuse to accept a role if there is no generative AI tool there. That's mandatory. It need to be there. And we have seen new kind of generation are using, be native.
They're
in
native,
this kind of thing.
So it's an expectation.
It's expectation now, and interacting with an AI like that, it's now should be part of the life.
Part of life,
So companies have to embrace that.
Have to.
And after that is more about what application we can do to make sure that we push the company forward, and having much more understanding of, okay, how we can use that as a competitive advantage, and how we can bring more value, and how we can make the company much more efficient, all of this. And I don't think this technology will stop.
No.
But the next step, I think it will be much more adaptive AI, like AI that can change and modulate about your environment, can be much more. And I think it's going very fast. It will not stop. And maybe in 5 years, it will be completely normal to see that. But that's very fascinating.
Yes, no, and we look forward to the next couple of years. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be super interesting, and we've got front seat tickets to the revolution. So look, thank you so much for your time, Abed. Really appreciate you adding value. I'm probably going to try to get you on for part 2 again, because there's so much to discuss. But definitely appreciate your time, and thank you.
Thank you, Joseph, for having me today.
Thank you so much for watching till the end of that episode. Hopefully you found value in that episode. And if you did, then don't forget to subscribe, follow, and also share this episode with others. And if you would like to know more about what we do here at 633, which is to help data professionals find work and help amazing organizations hire technical talent, so don't hesitate to get in touch.